Chemistry in basketball isn't something you can manufacture in a practice gym or create through a coaching whiteboard. It's built through countless pick and rolls, through knowing exactly where your teammate will be before he even cuts, through that split-second connection that turns a good play into a highlight reel moment. And right now, as the Lakers sit 5 games above 500, with Luka Doncic putting up numbers that belong in a video game, the front office is exploring a move that could tap into chemistry that's already been proven at the highest level of basketball. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, your ultimate destination for breaking news, insider updates, and deep analysis on our beloved Los Angeles Lakers. I'm here to bring you exclusive information about a potential trade scenario that's gaining serious traction behind the scenes. A move that could reunite our superstar point guard with a former teammate who knows exactly how to make his life easier on the court. What I'm about to share involves a big man who's proven himself on the biggest stage, a Dallas connection that runs deeper than most people realize, and a front office strategy that shows Rob Pelinka is thinking championship-level moves. Stay locked in because this story has implications that stretch far beyond just adding another body to the roster. Let me start by setting the context of where we are right now as a franchise. Luka Doncic is absolutely on fire to start this season, despite dealing with some injury issues that have kept him out of a few games. When he's been on the court, he's been nothing short of spectacular. We're talking about a 5-time All-Star who's averaging 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 9.2 assists per game. Those aren't just good numbers. Those are MVP caliber, historic level numbers that put him in conversations with the greatest seasons we've ever seen. Doncic has shown that the transition to Los Angeles hasn't slowed him down one bit. If anything, he's playing with even more confidence and aggression than we saw in Dallas. But here's the thing about building a championship team. You can't just rely on one superstar, no matter how dominant he is. You need to surround that player with pieces that complement his game, that understand his tendencies, that can execute in the moments when the game is on the line. The Lakers have done a decent job of building around Doncic so far, but there's always room for improvement, especially when you're talking about adding a player who already has established chemistry with your franchise player. And that's exactly what's being discussed right now in the Lakers organization. According to credible NBA sources, the Lakers have strong interest in making a move for a big man who spent significant time playing alongside Doncic in Dallas. This isn't just about adding talent for the sake of talent. This is about strategic roster construction that takes into account how players fit together, how they've succeeded together in the past, and how they could elevate each other moving forward. The player in question is someone who helped the Mavericks reach the NBA Finals, someone who showed he can perform on the biggest stage, and someone who could solve multiple problems for the Lakers with one transaction. Before I reveal who we're talking about, let me explain why this type of move makes so much sense from a basketball perspective. Doncic's game is built around the pick and roll. He's one of the most devastating pick and roll operators in NBA history, capable of scoring himself or finding the perfect pass to his rolling big man. When you have a center who understands Doncic's timing, who knows when to roll hard to the rim, who can finish above the rim with authority, that pick and roll becomes virtually unstoppable. We saw this in Dallas, where Doncic had multiple lob threats who made his life easier and kept defenses honest. The Lakers need that same dynamic, and they're looking at a player who's already proven he can provide it. The Dallas Mavericks are in an interesting position right now. They're exploring what the trade market looks like for several of their players, including some veterans who haven't quite fit the way they expected. One player who's drawing attention from multiple teams is Daniel Gafford, the 6'10" center who's been a consistent contributor since joining Dallas midway through the 2023-24 season. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why would Dallas trade a productive big man who just signed a 3-year, $60 million extension this offseason? That's a fair question, and the answer has everything to do with roster flexibility, financial considerations, and the reality that sometimes teams need to make difficult decisions to improve their overall situation. Gafford is 27 years old, which means he's right in his prime as a center. He's not a young prospect trying to figure things out, and he's not a veteran on the decline. He's at that perfect age where he understands the game, has playoff experience, and still has the athleticism to impact games on both ends of the floor. Last season, after joining the Mavericks. Gafford averaged 11.2 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks per game. But here's the stat that really jumps out. He shot 78% from the field. 78%. That's elite efficiency that comes from being a smart finisher around the rim, from knowing how to position yourself for easy baskets, and from having a point guard who can deliver the ball exactly where you need it. This season, Gafford has continued that production, putting up 12 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks per game, while shooting 75% from the field. Those numbers show consistency, reliability, and the kind of impact that doesn't always show up in the stat sheet. He's altering shots at the rim. He's providing rim protection that changes how opponents attack the paint. And he's giving his team easy baskets in transition and in the pick and roll. That's exactly what the Lakers need right now. Let's talk about the Lakers' current frontcourt situation. We have some solid pieces, but there's room for an upgrade, especially when it comes to a true rim-running, shot-blocking presence. Adding Gafford will give us a big man who can protect the rim on defense while providing an automatic lob threat on offense. More importantly, he's someone who already has chemistry with Doncic. They spent a significant portion of last season playing together, developing that pick-and-roll timing, understanding each other's tendencies. That chemistry doesn't just disappear because you change uniform. If anything, reuniting them could unlock an even higher level of production because they'd be picking up right where they left off. Think about what this would mean for Doncic's comfort level in Los Angeles. He's been incredible so far, but imagine giving him a big man who he already trusts, who he knows will be in the right spot at the right time, who can finish the plays that Doncic creates. That familiarity breeds confidence, and confidence leads to even better performance. We saw this dynamic in Dallas during their finals run. Gafford wasn't the biggest name on that team, but he was a crucial piece of their success because of how well he complemented Doncic's game. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What would a trade like this cost? That's always the big question when you're talking about acquiring a quality player who's under contract for multiple years. Gafford just signed that extension, which means he's not going to come cheap. The Mavericks would want real value in return, likely including draft picks and possibly a young player or two. The Lakers would have to evaluate whether the cost is worth the upgrade, whether giving up assets makes sense for a player who could be the missing piece in a championship puzzle. Based on what we've seen from Gafford and how he fits with Doncic, I'd argue the cost would be worth it if the price is reasonable. There's also the question of how Gafford would fit with the rest of our roster. Chemistry isn't just about one or two players. It's about how the entire team functions together. Gafford is the kind of player who doesn't need plays called for him, who can impact the game without demanding touches, who makes his teammates better by doing the dirty work. That's the kind of player who fits seamlessly into any system, especially one built around a ball-dominant superstar like Doncic. He'd give us rim protection, rebounding, vertical spacing, and easy baskets. All of those things are valuable, and all those things would make the Lakers a more complete team. Let's also consider the defensive side of things. The Lakers have been solid defensively this season, but adding a rim protector of Gafford's caliber would take us to another level. He's averaging 1.7 blocks per game, but his impact goes beyond the blocks. He alters shots, he forces opponents to change their angles, he makes drivers think twice about attacking the rim. That kind of presence in the paint is invaluable, especially in playoff basketball, when games slow down and half-court execution becomes paramount. Having Gafford anchoring the paint will give our perimeter defenders more freedom to pressure the ball, knowing they have a safety net behind them. The timing of this potential move is also significant. We're approaching the trade deadline, which is when teams start to make their final evaluations about whether they're buyers or sellers, whether they're going all in on this season or planning for the future. The Lakers are clearly in win-now mode with Doncic playing at this level. We can't waste years of prime Luka by being conservative or hoping that internal development will be enough. We need to be aggressive. We need to make moves that improve our championship odds. And acquiring Gafford will be exactly that kind of move. I've also been hearing that the Lakers' interest in Gafford dates back to last season, which tells you this isn't a new idea that just popped up. The front office has been tracking him, evaluating how he'd fit, doing their homework on what it would take to acquire him. That kind of long-term planning is what good organizations do. They identify targets early, they monitor situations, and they strike when the opportunity presents itself. If the Mavericks are indeed open to moving Gafford, the Lakers need to be at the front of the line making their best offer. There's something poetic about reuniting Doncic with a former teammate in Los Angeles. It's a reminder that the Lakers are a destination, a place where players want to come to compete for championships. Gafford got a taste of what it's like to play with Doncic in Dallas, and now he could experience that in the purple and gold while competing for titles in the league's most storied franchise. That narrative, that connection, that shared history, all of it matters when you're trying to build something special. Looking at the bigger picture, this move would also send a message to the rest of the league. It would show that the Lakers are serious about maximizing Doncic's prime, that they're willing to make bold moves to improve the roster, that they're not content with just being good. In a Western Conference that's absolutely stacked with talent, you need every advantage you can get. Having a center who's already proven he can play winning basketball alongside your best player is a significant advantage. So here's what I want to know from all of you. Do you think the Lakers should go all in on acquiring Daniel Gafford? What would you be willing to give up in a trade to make this happen? Do you believe reuniting him with Doncic would be the move that takes us from contender to favorite? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I genuinely want to hear from Lakers Nation on this. Your perspective matters, and this community is built on passionate, informed discussion about our team. Before I let you go, if this breakdown gave you insights you won't find anywhere else, if it helped you understand the strategic thinking behind this potential move, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We're here every single day, bringing you the latest news, the deepest analysis, and the most passionate coverage of your Los Angeles Lakers. This is more than just a channel. It's a community of die-hard fans who live and breathe Lakers basketball. Let's keep building this together. See you in the next video with more breaking news, more analysis, and more Lakers. Go, Lakers!